Thank you to the organization for these wonderful days we are having here, for the possibility to know each other and go deeper into the knowledge of our countries. Well, for 3 years now, I've been representing the Five Star Movement, my partner around the world, and I'm constantly in contact with those organizations that have shaped the world as we see today, torn by wars. Those who created all this propose themselves today as the solution for peace. In the first parliamentary term of our birth history, members of the Five Star Movement have laid the groundwork for a foreign policy that follows precise guidelines and coordinates pursuit of multilateralism, cooperation and dialogue between peoples, respect for self-determination, sovereignty, and non-interference in the internal affairs of individual countries. The Five Star Movement's project is about sovereignty in all its aspects: monetary, military, alimentary, and political. We are ready to dialogue with any countries that, like China, base their foreign policy on key concepts such as independence. To fully understand the current state of the Western system we have to deal with, it is impossible not to start from the strategy that the United States have already decided for the future of Europe. A strategy that can be summed up with some infamous letter, TTIP, acronym for Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership. Namely, the vast free trade area that the two blocs are negotiating almost in secret. The claim of an economic NATO comes from multinational and large American corporations such as Monsanto to cancel national guarantees and concerning the environmental and health. To oblige European people to sign TTIP and to be able to sell shale gas to European countries, so replacing the Russian one, the United States needed the "there is no alternative." And it was the coup in Ukraine in February 2014, funded by EU and USA, which has become, for a magic made by the free information, a great battle of freedom and democracy. In wanting to force Ukraine's entry into NATO, the United Nations and the United States are playing with World War III scenarios, with an irresponsible approach made by Eastern Europe militarization and economic sanctions that have crippled the European agri-food sector. Just Italy will lose at least 1 billion euros. But what they concealed is that at international level, someone is creating an alternative, a new pole that can offer a possibility of future stability. The enormous potential of BRICS countries allows them to act as sovereign poles of multipolarity in the world economy and the international system in general. Can the American unipolarity, I would say the Western unipolarity, which has produced all the war's destruction in Charles be damned? Today, yes, perhaps. With cooperation between the BRICS countries and a formal relationship based on equality and possibility of implementing a strategy which takes account of the respect of individual sovereignty and national priorities. To date, the Five Star Movement is the only force in Italian politics that proposed to the parliament an alternative to political, financial and security architecture represented by the Washington Consensus and by NATO. The transfer of the geopolitical center of gravity towards Eurasia is something that West will have to get used to. An Eurasian century is inevitable and unstoppable. When I speak of a Eurasian century, I refer to the Eurasian economy ascent of countries, contiguous to China across the Central Asia, Russia, Belarus, Iran, potentially also Turkey and Southern Europe. These countries are integrally connected through the largest public infrastructure project in modern history, the most ambitious than ever, largely concentrated in the initiative A Belt, a Route, theorized in 2013 by the Chinese President Xi Jinping to improve economical and political relations with Central Asia and Middle Eastern Europe. An international conference was held recently in Xi'an, the birthplace of the Great Silk Road. Southern Europe will be a true bridge and geographical terminal for the infrastructure network that fuels the project of the Silk Road. And we are talking about, as a beginning, a $50 billion investment. For Southern Europe, that must find a way to break its chain, especially the Eurozone, and regaining sovereignty, this is an historical opportunity we have to take dealing as peers in the respect of each other's interests. That's the reason why, as political movement, we are against the inclusion of China in the market states economy in this moment, because we feel that it's unequal and unfair for the Italian economy. But we are 100% sure that it will be an opportunity to deal as peer in this term also. For Southern Europe, BRICS are a positive value and an opportunity, and I think also for the international community. In particular area of interest: economic growth in the Mediterranean region, participation in major projects, particularly infrastructure projects, collaboration in new commercial strategies, comparison and cooperation on cybersecurity. We are dealing the same issues with Russia, for example, about cybersecurity. It's something that we have in common in this moment, and especially in the fight against terrorism. In our view, all the city strategies issues, all issues that Five-Star Moon accepted with different resolutions and parliamentary acts. Europe needs new financial partners interested in promoting an alternative to a new type of development, programming a new growth, which objectively will introduce in international relations a greater respect for national sovereignty and a concrete solidarity among peoples. First Iraq, Somalia, the former Yugoslavia, Afghanistan, second Iraq, Libya, Syria, Ukraine. The time of Western unilateralism that led the world to a step from apocalypse must end. And inside this concept, there's also Italy and Euro countries. The Five-Star Movement looks with the utmost consideration at the effort that China, in alliance and sharing with other major countries in the world, is making in building a new multipolar world, for a fair and balanced globalization model that can overcome the dramatic military and economic distortion of the Washington Consensus. Those principles are the reference pillars of the Five-Star Movement, and very soon, they will become the pillars of the government in Italy. And I think that these meetings like today and this experience here can be the base of an open and wide dialogue between all the countries I've touched in the speech. Because I think that even though the past is crystal clear, I mean, everybody understood already what is going on in the last century, a new future is possible. And as you said at the beginning, in the initial speech, it just depends on people here. I mean, the people that we are representing as YAF, but not only in our countries and in our parliamentary session and government. So thank you for this opportunity, and I think we can open a wide discussion also in the future with those realities. Thank you.